they are always having issues when it comes to rotations, especially when they get the farm that they need. Okay, for example, that Solstice got his BK, he couldn't rotate into that silhouette because I feel Didwood and Solstice is not enough to rotate into that silhouette, especially when she get an All Stone. Because you have to like you are going to waste some spells removing that null. So I believe in order to gank silhouette at that point, you just need a third party. Due to that, you are not having the best heroes to gank the silhouette.
It's true. You're right. They got the farm early, and I noticed that too. It's the rotations, making the most out of them and having that decision making, because sometimes it is a really small window. You gotta do it quickly. You get
Yeah,
the portal
you
key,
just gotta fish it.
maybe
Like if you
two
don't
three
fish it, then
minutes.
it's gonna be so bad.
But
'Cause, after that point, when they missed the kill onto that silhouette, pretty much they couldn't rotate to any other lane, and pretty much 2-0 start to collapse after that point.
yeah, it's true. That game went downhill pretty quickly for them. Um, Got to say, Parasite was a big part of that also. But now instead of Parasite, they're gonna have to deal with what you got's most infamous hero. I'd say is the War Beast. And what do they really get? And giving that up, they take a behemoth. So putting a lot of weight on that hero seems to be every team in these 6 games has really valued behemoth. You think that's wise? Take Behe, but give up the War Beast.
Well, the behemoth impact onto the team fight is indeed higher than the War Beast, but when it comes to War Beast, he's like most of his impact is just scouting with his wolves, pushing, because this hero is not that effective when it comes to team fights. Yeah, I know that the battle cry is just going to pressure the other lanes, but Behemoth, I mean, he is one of the most picked heroes on
Yeah.
competitive.
All
Like,
right.
co-
So yeah,
com-
that's enough justification for me.
uh, uh,
Absolutely. But
well, what I mean is you cannot compare Behemoth and War Beast because they are completely different roles.
right. But in picking Behemoth, they chose to ban Midas instead this time, and both heroes equally powerful. Midas on Fuzzy and Morbius on what you got. So I guess you can't ban them all. So and what you said about the battle cry, I mean that's going to impact Tundra's minion as well. So negative armor now coming out from Andromeda. It's just like I'm seeing the physical damage uh, theme going on here for Hellborn team.
All right, when it comes to Hellborn, like I gotta say, these guys have a lot of scouting capability over there, like War Beast, Hellhounds, and on top of that, a Shiver. Oh man, that's like a map pack.
Yeah, they're definitely going to be aware of the situation here. And the only good
Like,
thing is, I guess, Parasite now, that's just some extra minions to jump into if, things get a little bit too hairy.
well, so I feel like this Parasite and Behemoth is going to really struggle if they wanna utilize the items that they're gonna get. Like after all, like I'm 100 positive that at least half of the map will be scouted at this point.
Yeah, and they're pretty good, these heroes, about utilizing those spells as our most professional players. So, I mean, they're going to have to see what they can do. It's definitely going to make the rotations a lot more difficult. But at the same time, even a Legion team grabbing Malakin, again, we've seen them take it late with this hero. Uh, Hellborn, and here goes a silhouette. So, I mean, that solidifies it. They want a match and they want to feel comfortable. Maybe like a retry of game 2 against Fresh because they had everything they needed before they dropped the ball. And I guess maybe even force Hellborn's last pick here into maybe something a little harder, too.
Well, I really love the Lord Salforus pick over there to counter the Mulligan, because he is like the worthy to use that ulti on. Because that Mulligan, he's like having a lifesteal on Mulligan is a primary.
Absolutely.
Because you just get dropped from your second spell. Well, not much, but the instant chariot is just making you drop, and you just go on. You just keep it dropping. tanking, and that Lord Sulfuras ultimate, like, okay, when you click Incendiarius, and on top of that there is Lord Sulfuras on top of you using his ulti, how much damage is that per second?
It's a substantial amount of damage that
It is
I
it
don't
is
even
like,
want to do the math on.
all right, it's going to be like around 60 per second.
Yeah,
Okay, that's when he is level 6. So I mean, like, Mulligan is going to melt.
Malakin's gonna melt, and then they grabbed Ravenor, which is gonna be even more, damage going on there. Superior magic damage. Wait, is it superior? I believe it is. But I mean, I like that Ravenor pick. It shows them that they're gonna be willing to go toe to toe in the later stages as well, with the push potential, and it's ultimately a solid draft. Now, I will say the Hellborn's team and Legion team both really greedy. I mean, there's a lot of gold hungry heroes here, and we'll have to see who gets the short end of the stick. Maybe Tundra's not going to get the farm that he deserves.
Well, when it comes to strategy, the Hellborn team, they have right to be greedy because they have a lot of scouting spells. But when it comes to the Legion team, they are just countering greedy with the greedy. You know what I mean.
Yeah. So
Okay, so it's gonna be, so the Hellborn team has the upper hand when it comes to late game because the pretty much it is gonna be so hard to make these rotations.
already scouting with the shiver here in mid lane.
All right, it's going to be so hard to make these rotations, and on top of that, it's going to be so easy for them to rotate, and this is like the real pain.
What kind of rotations? Now, when you say an easy rotation, do you mean easy gank targets or?
Well, pretty much Lord Sulfuras, there is, like, he could rotate so easily when there is people around him is scouting, and he just have the information when to go
Okay.
in, when to continue, when to go back. So the rotations, most likely it will not fail and make complexity collapse.
Okay. So complexity having strength where 2-0 had weakness, and
But when it comes to team fights, I believe both teams are just strong, because I mean both teams are equal because after all they have Mulligan and Silhouette, and that what made them equal.
Silhouette pulling the wave here. Interesting. Now, do you think that we're going to see Silhouette get active instead of just taking? We're going to leave Malakin for the AK farming and Silhouette try to have an impact early game to create
Well,
space for the Malakin, or
if you mean what she should, or what are we gonna see?
either one. Should she do that?
Well, she indeed should do that because, as I said before, this Mulligan is not the best hero to create a space for, like, for your other hero, your other teammates. But when it comes
Right.
to Silhouette, she
Oh,
could
up top
easily
here.
create a space.
Yeah, Behemoth's caught in a bad way here. That's just Ravener landing the ball lightning at level 1, and that's a bloodlust kill.
But like, I'm not really sure because from what I have seen from Marcus Moe, when I saw his puppet, he's just feeling comfortable getting the passive items and just farming. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm
Yes.
I'm I'm not really sure due to his personality. So
Huh.
I'm not really sure. But when it comes to the right choice, she indeed have to create a space for that one.
Hey, Parasite just infested the enemy shiver, so they can always do that to take it away from them. It's
Well,
just-
he's sitting on level 1.
yeah, he's let's see. They ward is that bottom camp blocked?
Yeah.
Yeah, it
About
is. Oh,
Yeah,
Behemoth
that's
rotated mid, but yeah, I mean not much you can do here. And they put Malakin in mid lane.
Cross
It
of
didn't
Forest
look
is
like
just
the
too
lanes.
strong, especially when it comes to melee versus melee matchup.
So, I mean, the lanes are kind of all mixed up right now. And Ravener's left free farming up top here. Warbeast's going to have a great time in the jungle mid lane. Salforce just, his aura just destroys Malakin. I mean,
He's just going to win this lane, obviously.
so here's the bottom lane. Tundra is going to get nice wall off there. They're going to be able to put in a lot of damage here. I'm not sure if they can get the kill, though.
He got the Marcher, but if Parasite start running to that Tundra, well, there is the health potion. Never mind.
Wow, Oscar. That's just that never give up attitude of a person who plays a suicide role in every game. It's never over, and he's gonna get away with his life there, which is gotta be upsetting for 2-0. I mean, I'm sure they wanted the kill. But yeah, complexity. I mean, I'm giving them top and mid lane for sure. And
Well, I gotta say that Thunder is getting a lot of experience at the bottom, and it is really unfortunate that like they are not even near to kill him at this point. Because as you see, that empath is out of mana, and that Silhouette just missed a lot of farm when she chased the Thundera around.
went for the kill. Yeah, you can 250 GPM uh, against, I guess, her counterpart would be Ravener in the safe lane for the enemy team. So definitely suffering a bit there. Well, I don't know. 2-0's definitely got to make a change here because the way things are going, it's shaping up to be an uphill battle for them. But I think this is going to be a long game ahead of us.
Well, I'm not really sure if complexity just rotate good, then we might see early CC from 2-0. Well, that's too early to call, so let's just
Yeah,
watch and see what's going on.
well, I'm saying if they want to, they can pull this into a later game. They have Behemoth, and they have the potential to hang in there. So if they choose to do so, any team can concede at any time. But we haven't seen Parasite get active yet. She hasn't had an opportunity.
Well,
So
I didn't have a chance to talk about the Raven or Beck. What do you think about it?
I think it was just security. I mean, they grab it because it's a hero that Formless is really comfortable with. I think it could have been a number of heroes, maybe even like Oogie or something. But yeah, I think they just wanted to, just in case, if it does go to late game, they have a way to stand up against a Malikan Silhouette.
Well, we know that there is a rotation here from the Behemoth into that Lord
It is. He's
Forest.
going to come up on Salforce. Salforce putting the ult onto Malikan. Malikan going to have to sword their way, but turning around, getting some auto attacks in. Salforce is dropping like a hot cake, I guess. And the Parasite's going to finish it off and get the credit for the kill. So there's 2 zeros.
I'm really
First
surprised
kill.
that like they had to invest so much into that Lord Sulforus. Well, anyway, like lately we don't see the Ravenor is joining the competitive anymore since the changes into the ultimate.
Is it
The
what was
ch-
changed exactly? Was it the duration that the stacks hold up, or
Well, no, it is completely different. Okay, on the best, you were able to get charges if you attack the minions, the creeps, or anything, even an item. If you drop an item and you destroy it, you get the charges. All right.
yeah?
But now, pretty much you cannot get the charges unless you attack a hero target.
Is that true? So only heroes?
Only heroes. Maybe if he attacks heroes units, if he gets charged, I'm not sure about that, but
Wow.
I'm
Yeah,
really
you're
sure
right.
about I'm really sure
Here
about
comes a
the
stun here, and Behemoth, he's gonna eat that ball lightning, and the charges stack up pretty quickly though. But yeah, I mean that's a drastic change to the hero. In the meantime, they get a kill onto Salforce in mid, so they trade 1-for-1 there. But I had no idea about that change to Ravenor. I know I've been out of the loop for a little while here, but I think that significantly impacts his ability to be
and
viable.
I gotta say, after this change, people or the teams stopped playing the Ravenor in competitive, and not
Yeah,
only the teams,
I can
even
see
the
why.
matchmaking, people stopped playing this hero.
Malikan's gonna
Like
fall there.
I gotta say,
Parasite 2. Yeah, so I mean, it definitely makes him a lot weaker than he used to be. They're still gonna get 2 kills off here. Um,
at this point, he is most played at the jungle. Because due to that third spell, they changed it a bit. They changed it. They just made it passive, and you could click it as well, I believe. Because as you see, if you just see the Ravenor, sometimes the third spell is showing, even though he doesn't click it.
wow, and Silhouette picks off Tundra down here at bottom.
I really feel sorry for Andromeda. She invests a lot in order to come here with Velrod.
Well, if she
But
wanted, she can soak up a little experience, but looks like she's gonna just help out with the Ancients. And look at Salforce. He struggled a little bit here, dying twice in the past few minutes, but he's going to make up a lot of that gold here on the Ancients. If he can, he's going to have to bottle up and give it another go.
Well, the only reason he cannot take the ancients over there so fast because he didn't max his first spell. Like that spell is so important when you are farming such a triple ancients.
Yep, he does bottle up a rune double damage, so I'm pretty sure he's going to be able to clear it off now. Andromeda doing her best to help out there with the Aurora. But yeah, I mean, so 2-0 making a little bit of a headway there. They evened up the score a little bit, but suffering because of the jungle war
Well, like,
beasts doing so well. They're
well,
still down.
well, compared to the previous game, 2-0 is just doing an awesome job. They are making the rotations perfectly, and Lord Sulphurus, as you see, he got boxed out from mid and he went to farm the ancients because he just didn't feel safe at mid anymore.
Yep, and rightfully so. Even Behemoth Veiled routed up here in mid again. Gotta have to keep an eye on him.
Okay, let me just ask you. At this point, as Mulligan, what would you go for? You know that the opponent has Lord Sulphurus, so Live Sail is not the best option to go for. And if you go in Centarius, pretty much you will kill yourself. Don't you agree?
It's true, but I mean, in that sense, then Malkin, you can almost say, hold on a second, because Ravener's going to get Fisher blocked here. He does connect the ball lightning onto Behemoth, and that's going to be his ticket to safety. Oh, that's just really unlucky. That was a free kill there. They spend 2 TPs on it. But from the way you're describing it, Malkin, he's almost damned no matter what items he buys. I don't know if he needs to deviate from the original build just because of Salforus. But I don't know. I mean, I think you still just need to build up a decent health pool. I mean, if you're trying to counter Salforus, that would be your only chance. So
Well,
have more health to rely on, and then maybe.
well, alright. A Centarius could be a great item, but like you could use it just to have more 500 HP when you are running out of HP versus the Lords of Forest. Like as soon as he ults you, you just click the Centarius. I mean, you make it off because so you don't take more damage. Then when you are about to die, you just click it again, and you have chance to survive. But I would love to see Downbringer into this matchup, and then Centarius. Don't you think that's an amazing pickup? Because after all, he's dealing with Ravenor, that's a BK.
Yeah.
Okay, and so for Tundra, and maybe Lord Sulphurus is going to join them as well with a BK. And we know that the Downbringer, the lighter brand,
Well, I think he just spent some good money, so we'll see in a second here. I don't know if he's putting that much thought into it. He's definitely going to have to.
Well, I believe as a player in the game, he doesn't have the time to think about it.
So he got the Steam Staff, which usually means Insanitarius. But I don't know. Ultimately, like I said, it's almost, if you think about it that way, the hero Malkin, you can almost say he's useless against Self-Force no matter what items he builds. So
Well, not useless, but it will make him...
he stole that. Warbeast just stole that Minotaur. Oh man,
it.
bottom lane here. They completely melt Silhouette, and now Empath's going to likely fall afterward. They got the 3-man gank going down here. And just flawless rotations from the Hellborn team is what you'd expect. And
Is that going to be a Schlanken into that Ravenor or Icy Brand?
I don't know. It could be either one, but since he's getting active so early, I'm leaning towards the Shrunken Head. He made Portal Key first, so he's just trying to disrupt the game. Now here's Tundra. Yeah, they got to fall back here. But there's no Portal Key on Behemoth. Malkin's Sword Throw isn't going to do the job in terms of closing the gap. Well, Parasite's here too. Can he get the slow off onto Ravener? Ravener throws out that ball. Lightning is activating his spell, but it's not going to be enough. And Empath just keeping them at bay. They get a kill there. Rotate almost their entire team to do so. Actually, make it their entire team because Silhouette's back down.
Well, that was an amazing kill from 2-0, but they had to invest a lot in order to get that kill, and that allowed the War Beast. That's going to allow the War Beast to get the top tower.
And Malakin gets locked down here. It appears that nowhere is safe if you're 2-0 in this matchup. Salforce with a haste rune is going to walk right through a full party of Legion heroes. He's going to eat that Fisher stun coming out from Behemoth, and now but he's going to turn the tides. Parasite jumping into that Stealth Hunter, and yeah, Andro swapping out just to kind of put some extra safety on him. And this is kind of just back and forth. Large Salforce is taking a lot of damage and not dying.
It's
The
gonna be
Fisher
fine, I believe.
stun. Oh, they do finally get the Death Lotus off and get away with their lives. But Tundra, if he can help it, the piercing shards just miss on the Silhouette, and she's going to retrieve grapple away. Parasite here, but he goes to infest the Shiver, and he's going to eat the ball lightning. Formless is everywhere this game.
Well, by the way, as you see that they invested a lot of TPs on the bottom lane, and that allowed RPs to get to the top second tower. So well played there from what you got.
Yeah, that puts him up 420 GPM. Right above Salt Forest now, so that's just it seems like a closer game than it is, but there's really gold disparity is insane right now. And I mean, if we see a Bulwark coming out on top of all the already negative armor that's on the team. Oh, he already has a Bulwark. Never mind.
Well, I believe this is not even game, like not even game, because as you see, 7,000 and 4,000 when it comes to gold and experience. So the War Beast is going to show
Here comes the
a
Veil
lot
Rock gank. They're gonna find Empath here. One quick ball lightning is gonna get the job done there.
that impact
And
just got melted there.
Legion team can't even react quick enough. Behemoth gonna drop the Fisher, trying to just slow down the push because
Silhouette.
anytime, yeah, down here bottom now, Silhouette's gonna get locked down. She does swap to her Illusion, but it's not much safer as they just need to quickly turn around. And mid tower now gonna fall towards South Forest, and it just they are pushing on every front, and it's like you said, the devastating effect of all these minions and the War Beast W spell. Hellborn team seems like they're in 20 places at once.
Like I got to say one thing. Okay, when you're making a gank as a player, you are hesitating because there are a lot of people who are missing on the map. But at this point, on this draft on the Hellborn team, they like there is no hesitation because they just can't see whatever is Legion is doing.
And mid lane now, some more. Oh, Parasite is going to get into the Imp, but I don't think he's going to survive very long. South Force does not connect with the Q spell, so Parasite does fall in the end. Now they're going to try to turn on to Andromeda, but Behemoth Shockwave locking down South Force. Very minimal damage. They melt him. Here comes Silhouette trying to put in that auto attack damage, but they're choosing to focus on South Force. They kill him, but at what cost? Their entire team has fallen here. And it's basically a 1 versus 3, 1 versus 4 as Ravener is making his way into the middle lane now too. They're going to pick off the tier 2 tower here. If this was a championship match, what would 2-0 do? What could they do to come back from this deficit?
They just concede the game. Oh,
Oh,
but
Marcus
when it-
Moit
like
does
like
get a kill onto Tundra.
honestly, see the big picture over there. Complexity have Ward of Sight that give a lot of vision on the bottom. They have a Ward of Sight on top of Jarziah head, and what Legion team could do, what they could do is to rotate. Is they use the mash from the Veil Rod, and after that, they will be out of handed.
Yeah, in
mean, like-
retrospect, I mean, they got the portal key on Behemoth now, but he's level 10. If they could have delayed a little bit longer, that would have been the space they needed. But, I mean, I don't know anymore.
Because
Silhouette's going to attempt to kill onto Warbeast here. He does have his ultimate available. So,
Because as you see, like complexity is just having way too much farm compared to 2-0. So, like I really find it so hard for 2-0 to come back into this, because complex is just going to avoid the team fights until they are feeling good to take it.
yeah. Well, I mean, it's no surprise. You know, Complexity is top seed in the division right now. You know, 2-0 is making their way up there, but this wasn't supposed to be an easy game for them.
Indeed. Well, as you see, there are just many, like Lord Force and Warpiece is running for Shrinken, and it seems that's the game plan over here.
Yeah, Evernorr did complete his, so I mean they're just looking to keep pushing the fights. They're winning the team fights, so why why not continue to do so?
And as you see, there is a valid rod into that Ravenor, and there is the Shiver coming to the Legion jungle, and the Hellhounds are scouting on the top. This is too much.
Yeah, they have everything they need to succeed here. And Ravenor's gonna PK away here, focus on their ancients here, and Legion knows that they're taking your ancients, but what can they do?
Behemoth cannot use his PK. The Hellhounds on top of him.
Well, they clean up here. It's one. Oh, that Ward of Sight has vision of everything that's happening right now. And here comes the ball lining onto Behemoth. Of course, take out the Initiator. All chances of Legion side to capitalize on this fight are going to be slim to none. Ravener has to get away because it takes a lot of damage, but Malikan instantly melts. Silhouette's falling behind, and even with Empath inside of her, not really much she can do to change what's happening here. They're able to collapse completely. That's
Well,
two
uh,
PKs and a tablet.
as you see, if he didn't have Valid Rod, he will just get initiated on as Behemoth. That is the power of the Hellborn team strat around there.
To just constantly know where everybody is. Yeah, and really, the Behemoth is like their only chance at winning a team fight here is with a big Wombo combo, and Complexity knows that. It's the obvious strat. They're familiar and comfortable playing against it.
And well, so the only way for True Zero to come back, they need to have Valid Rod to that Behemoth 24/7. No one is allowed to buy Valid Rod except the Behemoth. As long that Complexity doesn't see the Behemoth, then they might struggle a bit.
Oh, Malikan here. I mean, this is just like you're just going in and attacking creeps in the jungle. You know that there's no one on the map. I feel like this is kind of just that point where
Well,
your captain's telling you to keep going, but you're kind of discouraged. Malikan's going to fall down here. Nice juke there. Behemoth's able to PK out, but Parasite's going to get caught here. Can he jump into a Hellhound? No, he's going to try to get a kill on Intrepid, but no damage coming out after the head latch there. Behemoth doing his best to save his teammate. Ooh, he gets into the puzzle box, Wizard.
well,
Parasite.
the second spell of Parasite was on cooldown at that moment.
Oh, the Infest, yeah. So, I mean, very slim chance of getting away at that point, too. They're all kind of out of position. Silhouette's trying to get the split push going, but Ravener teleports up top here. He didn't use the ball lightning just yet.
Firstborn picked up onto that Lord Sulphurus, and the Shrunken is coming into that War Beast, and there is invisibility into that Lord Sulphurus.
Energizer picked up on Silhouette, which, yeah, if they were having, that makes a little sense if she wanted to get active, but at the same time, she bought it outright. You could have had a portal key with a little more gold.
Well, I'm not sure about the Firstborn over there by the Lord Sulphurus, because I feel like the Hellborn team is lacking a bit of lockdown. Like, they only have the Ravenor, Sun, and Tundra, pretty much. Yeah, I know that Andromeda, but I feel like they are just lacking a bit of lockdown after all.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Tundra does have the PK, so that's a little bit there, but for a hero like War Beast, yeah, you would want more lockdown for him to be able to really put any kind of damage out there. Up top lane here, they're going to initiate onto her Silhouette. She does not have her ultimate ready. The Behemoth Shockwave connects onto two heroes. Malikan's doing his best to put in the right-click damage. Silhouette's Illusion doing a little extra work there. They get the kill off onto Sulphurus, and now they're pursuing Ravener. There's a good chance that they can get this sword throw coming up here in about 1 second. He throws it out, and he uses the ball line, but I didn't realize there's a token on that Ravenor, so he's coming back at full HP mana to turn the tides here. Behemoth's Fisher Stun is going to buy enough time for Malikan to pick off the Tundra, but the Shiver, and it's left Empath trying to kill the Ravenor. He's going to get away with 40 HP. They just wanted to get that one kill.
That's a genocide.
It is a genocide, and I mean, the lanes are fairly pushed up. What you got's taking out bottom racks now. And I could easily see him rotating over. Malikan forces out the buyback here to do the best thing he can to save this, save his barracks here. But Warby's going to man up. Oh, Malikan's ult's on cooldown. He's got to run, and he's got a sword throw in 5 seconds. This could be a dead Malikan.
He got his Sagittarius. I believe he's going to be fine.
Okay. Well, at least smart play there, because now Warby will likely not get the bottom racks as he was greedy in going for that kill.
He's on the run, but well, he's gonna be fine.
If anything, the the big picture here is, Legion team saved their barracks. Um,
Well,
they got a couple of kills there. It's a 25,000 golden experience disparity, but
well, when it comes to me, the big picture over there, that complexity were able to get a genocide 4 versus 5 on the top. That is the big picture, and at this point, you know that it is like humiliating your spirit and your morale.
oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's been a long day. These guys have been playing since as long as we've been casting, so I completely get that. Um, but I mean, they haven't conceded yet. I give them all credit. I think they showed a lot today. Um, but I mean, got to applaud complexity too. I can't be all about the underdog here. They played extremely well, like you said. Their draft, it's not always easy you have all those scouting tools, but do you always use them to their full extent? And I can say that they did here today.
I gotta say, like, it's scary. Complexity draft is very scary.
So
Like, from what we have seen, like, 2-0 is running out of choices, and as like when you're running out of choices, that means no matter how good you are as a team or as a player, you just don't have the chances to win the game.
it's true. So with today we saw Sync Esports earlier. We saw Fresh in the second series, and now we've looked at complexity going forward. Into the playoffs, it's likely that we're going to see those three teams. Uh, you know, who's your pick going forward here? Do you see any standout teams that you'd like to see in the grand finals?
Well, I just love to see the complexity and Evil Corporation play style because it is always fun to watch these two teams. And well, I don't mean like the other teams are not fun to watch, but these two are shining over the others.
Okay. And we're going to see more of them tomorrow. In the meantime, we do still have a game on our hands here. Almost a little bit of an action there. Could have seen some initiation, but this would not be good for 2-0. The complexity has that ward up in mid. And, yeah, they got the positioning on lockdown. So, Nullfire Blade picked up onto Ravenar. Any specific reason for that item?
Well,
Illusion, silhouette, maybe?
yeah, that's pretty much. There is no other reason, and he had it for like 5 minutes ago. Do you remember that when they fought at the top and
Yeah.
the Jarziah head? He had it at that time.
Okay. Yeah, it's just complexity has so many items and gold at this point. It's hard to keep track of all of this inventory.
And oh man, I gotta say they are using the gold that they got. Like they are just wasting the resources that they have. Like Downbringer to that North support.
Portal key Andromeda though.
Yeah, it's such a I know it doesn't matter at this point. Like you have
Alchemist
a lot of
bones.
gold, but still.
They definitely should have bought a couple of codexes. Codex level 5 is obviously the best item in the game.
Like, yeah, with the shiver, then they will be able to just position themselves for these 5 codecs at once.
So Marcus Moy buying a shield breaker here, and at this point in the game, it makes sense. You hate to see Silhouette spend that gold on that item, but I mean, they need some way to cut through this team, and if they're gonna have any chance of winning it here, that's it. So hey man, don't count them out yet. They haven't lost the barracks. Complexities, despite their this huge lead, they're not pressing the issue. They're not trying to end the game. So it's giving a little breathing room to Legion's side.
Well, it's not about they cannot finish the game. I believe they shouldn't finish the game because it takes a lot of risk. I mean, a bit of risk, not that long, because if that it's going to be really deep to initiate that behemoth inside the base, and this is the only way 2-0 could come back. So why are we giving them the chance to do so?
True. I guess it's the smart play, but I mean, you have like 6,000 gold pulled up on all your heroes, and I don't know. I mean, they could wait for a Kongor, but here we go. His initiation onto Parasite. That's the opening they were looking for. At least one of the targets here, and I'll have to see. War Beast is not even around. I mean, he's taking Ancients here, so I guess they aren't pressing the issue, but they could easily push a Barracks here. Behemoth's only level 11. I mean, and you have a Portal Key Andromeda. He could blink in and swap the Behemoth in right away if he wanted to.
Well, as you
Speaking
see,
of, yeah, Andrew Portal King up there to get that ward down, and
and
they're gonna.
now Behemoth, he has a Valid Rod, so he's going to be fine when it comes to positioning. They will not be able to go on him. But oh man,
I know Warbeast got a shrunken head if he needs to. If they can bait it out, he can't pick on everybody all at once. Let's see, he's standing up on the hill. He's putting in the auto attacks. Here comes the Behemoth Shockwave onto Warbeast before he gets that off. But the Angel Swap's going to keep him alive. Now he ultimates, activates that Shrunken. They turn their attention to Silhouette. He's going to fall back. The rest of the team just disappears. Malkin's putting in some damage in the background, but its health just disappeared. Full to none in 1 second there. Silhouette comes back into the action here. She's going to do a nice grapple there and actually juke, but the ball lightning connects. That's going to be a bloodblast. Annihilation for Formless to
oh
end
man,
the series. And
I feel
GG's
like
call it out.
I feel like 2-0 got completely outplayed on this game.
Oof.
Like I gotta say, like that
Yeah,
they
man.
utilized
That's all you can say.
like complexity showed us a new, not a new, but a unique playstyle over there.
I don't know what else to say. I mean, Complexity just really showing why they're the top team in Heroes of Newerth right now, and 2-0 putting up a fight there, not giving up. Got to give them credit for that. They played a lot, pretty well today, but Complexity looking really strong going into the finals. I know they got a couple of matchups tomorrow, and that being said, I mean that wraps up the coverage for today. And kind of going forward, you said Evil Corporation. I know we didn't see them today. Did you put them in the top 3?
Uh, well, we didn't see them today, but
Right. But I mean, have you been watching them play, or I know we talked about them a little bit earlier.
well, are you talking about in general?
Yeah, just in general, because they're still up there. As one of the teams that we could be seeing in the playoffs.
Well, normally I just like I cast a lot of games that Evil Corporations are playing, and I gotta say, man, I just love these guys.
Yeah, and a lot of the teammates. I mean, that's pretty much X Reason Gaming for the most part, right? So
Oh man, it really has been a long day, and well, unfortunately, the games didn't go too crazy. I mean, I was hyped, but not too hyped because